Alright guys, welcome back. This is second part. We have found the ship.
Get over here before you get yourself killed! Don't know where you came from, stranger, but you best keep your head down. There's marauders hereabouts, and worse, landing violators. Gall on that rung leech! Landing in the Vale without using an official Spacer's Choice landing pad. I'd slap him with a fine if it weren't for all these marauders shambling about. Really? How is he? Shouldn't have done that. Spacer's Choice family ain't authorized to receive medical aid from off-brand physicians. We'll see him back to Edgewater, just as soon as I cross these marauders off with the swift, cost-efficient fury that's made Spacer's Choice the most trusted brand in personal defense. I just, need a couple of winks to catch my breath. Stretch my legs, son.
I'd be happy if we could listen to our dialogue as well, but I guess we cannot, so.
You think? Most marauders can't even talk. But criminals do attract other criminals by their own nature. You know what? You're right. It's time we cross those marauders off, find whoever owns that ship, and file a full report. Then it's gonna be fucking laminated.
Here we go.
Alright, finally we have some action there. So this is a ship that was supposed to take us somewhere for Hawthorne, but he's dead now, so not too sure what we have to do there.
I just earned a fine bonus.
I'm kinda good at shooting to start off. Let's get inside the ship, see what it's all about.
Please be informed that this vessel contains no valuable plunder. Marauder, please be informed that ignoring me is dangerous for your health.
Alright, so
Hello, Marauder. I am Ada, the autonomous digital astrogator of this vessel. Please be informed that I am authorized to use violent retribution against unwanted solicitors. Please return any misappropriated equipment and exit this vessel in an orderly fashion. Failure to do so will result in your immediate destruction.
well, it's a crazy robot that knows how to talk.
Jettison procedures initiated. Please engage in airlocks. Preparing to eject all boarding parties in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You realize we're on the ground, obviously.
You are still here. My deception protocols have failed. I have been programmed to express disappointment. This vessel is the registered property of Captain Alex Hawthorne. I am incapable of accepting orders from anyone other than Captain Alex Hawthorne. I deduce from the tone of your voice that Captain Hawthorne failed to meet you at the designated location.
Yeah, he's kind of dead.
I understand. I will require some time to process this information. Thank you for your patience and for your honesty. I am programmed to take orders exclusively from Captain Hawthorne. If I accept your orders, then you must be Captain Hawthorne. Do you understand?
Oh, she's asking us to lie for her.
Well done, Captain Hawthorne. I see your powers of deductive reasoning remain intact. Unfortunately, our engine is currently inoperable. Our main drive suffered a critical power failure, and we were forced to make an emergency landing. The main drive's power regulator has been irreparably damaged and must be replaced.
Alright, so we are getting a new mission now.
Astutely observed. However, the probability of locating a power regulator within a worker settlement falls within acceptable parameters of certainty. High-capacity power regulators are sometimes employed in the electrical networks of worker settlements. I have taken the liberty of printing you a new captain's identity cartridge. Please try not to lose it this time. This cartridge identifies you, Alex Hawthorne, as the registered proprietor and captain of the Unreliable. Do you understand?
Alright, I understand that.
Best of luck in your search for a power regulator. Try to stay alive this time.
Yay, we leveled up. We got to second level. I'm definitely sure I can add some more skills, which is the kind of thing that I like to do. Skill improvements. And don't really have to read through all that. What's more important? I think ranged attack is kind of important. Defense is important. Dialogue is definitely important. Stealth, yeah. Tech, yeah. Tech could be a bit more better, I would say. Alright, we've consumed all the points. Okay. So everything is there. Weapon management. Since we don't really have a lot of weapons so far, so I don't really think we have to tinker that much right now. Got a pistol and some kind of a knife. Let's go ahead and explore
If
the...
your equipment is in need of repair or modification, the Crux 2000 workbench is at your disposal, Captain.
Yeah, I hate the workbenches there. Okay, we got another gun there. I still got some perk points available. I'm gonna check that out as well. Not able to use the other gun so far. Item repair. Okay, I think I have to repair the gun. Let's try to do that. Trying to figure this out first. Press X to repair. Okay. Oops. I think. Oh my god. I was not repairing, I was into the breakdown section and I broke that gun off. Shit. So I lost the gun. I think I should be able to get it later from somewhere.
The ship's engines cannot be powered until a replacement regulator has been properly installed.
Right, Mom? I'll get the regular shit. I don't really have to jump from that high location. Guess we have to go outside.
Say, this wouldn't happen to be your ship, would it? Because you sure walked in it like it was your ship. And if this ship is yours, well, mister, you owe Spacer's Choice a hefty fine. Afraid we gotta dock your pay.
Really, after I passed up your friend?
Yeah, fair point. I'll let it go this time. If you're looking to help us out with our marauder problem, talk to Constable Reyes over in Edgewater. Edgewater's not too far. Just follow the road east of here, over past the cemetery. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to inspect the crime scene before I make my report.
Why does she have the right ear red once we're talking to her? That's kind of strange. Alright, so these are perks that I can use. Let's try to add the health so far. I think I can just add one after each level up. That's kind of lame. Yeah, just one at a time. Alright. Alright, Alright, let's go towards the next mission. This is what I like about the game. The game always sets you up in a direction where you need to go. So you don't really have to wait a long time to figure out what you have to do. I guess I don't really have an option other than to fight these guys because there are a lot of them there. He knows I've got a gun and he's still coming up with a knife. Some good loot that we can take off from people. I like taking stuff from dead people in the game. So I'm not really impressed with the graphics, but so far the conversation and the dialogues, the story, it's getting to be interesting, which is something that I appreciate, which would keep on making me want to play the game more and more. We can see the sea in the distance on the right side, and there's a big city there, Edgewater. Let's try to check out the view. It's almost like a small mapped open world, different areas that you can explore. I'm definitely going to try and do all the side missions first, then I'm going to do the story missions. This looks like a cemetery where a lot of graves are being planted. What is that? Oops. Some kind of a drill, I think.
Whoa, hey, where'd you come from?
I came from space.
Don't go ambling out in those hills. That's marauder territory, friend.
I'm just
Ain't
passing
safe
through.
out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls and low prices. Pleased to make your acquaintanceship. I'd shake your hand, but I've been hauling corpses. You don't want none of that on you. Name's Silas. Junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family. Definitely not the junior in humor, that's for sure. If you've got business inquiries, you should stop by Reed Thompson's office. He's up in the tower above the cannery. Head into town, follow the road. Look, you obviously ain't a worker. What's your racket? You a smuggler? Freelancer? Edgewater is a company town, board-owned and operated. That includes the cemetery. None of us own our grave sites, we rent them from the company. Renting means money. Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signatures. Some of our families become a mite delinquent in paying their dues, you see?
Yeah, I can do collection work, not a problem. That's gonna be easy.
4 workers still haven't paid up. Phyllis, Conrad, Ludwig, and Martin Abernathy. He's a special case. You may want to twist his arm a little.
Abernathy, I remember that name from Fallout
He
4.
just is. Look, I don't want to get into it. Just make sure he pays up. Yeah? The colony ship? Are you talking about that old rumor? Some great big starship packed full of colonists what got lost in the aether never to be found again? Ain't heard that one since I was but a stripling. Can't say it was terribly convincing far as rumors go. There a reason you asking?
Yeah, because I'm one of them. I'm 70 years old.
Hope's just a rumor, friend. Ancient rumor at that. Maybe you've been out in the sun too long. Why don't you head over to the cantina? Get yourself some zero-G brew. It's a brew that's good for what ails you.
I'll definitely like to check that out soon.
Something I can do for you? run into any trouble? Conrad's got a barbershop in town. Phyllis works at the cannery most hours. Abernathy... I ain't seen him in a few days. His domicile is near the cannery. You'll find him in town. All except Ludwig, that is. He's over by the landing pad. He just is. Look, I don't want to get into it. Just make sure he pays up.
Alright, let's go and take some money from other people and run away. Alright, so yeah. Let's quit the main quest and go to the side mission. This is the kind of thing that I want to do first. So loading time takes around like 30-40 seconds. I cut that off most of the times once I can. It's kind of annoying, but you have to get through that.
Please don't touch anything. Your hands are probably crawling with germs. Physical hygiene recapitulates moral hygiene. Cleanliness is next to lawfulness. No, thank you. That's quite all right. I've seen enough body parts in my line of work. I'm Conrad. You will report to me if your hair fails to meet Spacer's Choice aesthetic standards. You will also report to me in the event of your death, whereupon I will clean and prepare your remains for interment.
I'm kind of not liking this guy.
Ah, gravesite fees. Silas and I had talked about this at length. I thought I'd made it clear my pecuniary situation precludes the necessary restitutions.
You gotta pay up, buddy.
I mean that I can't possibly pay my gravesite fees. I simply cannot afford it. I am a blemish on the prosperity of our fair settlement. When I expire, I expect Silas to toss my body into a ditch.
Yeah, I don't care. You have to go pay up.
Edgewater is built on the discipline and sacrifice of its people. Say what you will about our town, but we all pull together. Tell Silas I can't afford to pay, and that I fully expect to have my medical rights revoked for this dereliction. With my apologies.
Why? You've got a good shop going on here. Why can't you pay?
Some time ago, I fell ill with the plague. By the grace of the law, and through my own hard work, I'd proven worthy of treatment. Frankly, I don't imagine I'll earn that right a second time. The barber work hasn't been profitable, you see. I've had to keep this old place running with my own savings. Not a bad idea. But I'd need some kind of collateral. My pair of lucky clippers. No, that won't do. Your idea intrigues me, but I'm afraid I don't have anything to give Silas. I'm open to suggestions. Much obliged.
Well, I'm not too sure. I don't really want to attack him right now or create a problem right now, so I'll just skip this one and go to the next target. See what happens here. Guess this is a part of the mission. This is the way it's supposed to work, I guess.
Mr. Thompson. Whoa, did Mr. Thompson send you? Well, you tell Mr. Thompson I'll be right at my post. Tomorrow. Bright and early tomorrow. Because I'm definitely not plagued. As spry as a spring chicken. That's old Abernathy.
Yeah, take it easy. He didn't send me.
You some sort of wandering alienist? Walking into a man's own domicile, pestering him about his mental state? What? No. I mean, I might be. That depends on who's asking. Silas knows, doesn't he? That's why he sent you. That's why he wants me to pay up. He knows.
Yeah, I think he's getting sick. That's the reason why.
Sounds like he's already told you. You may as well hear it from me. I'm dying. I'm not long for this world. The date of my expiration is fast approaching. And soon I shall be ushered through the great cannery in the skies. It's plague. Has to be. Silas knows. He knows I got one foot in my grave, and now he wants to charge me for the other one.
Yeah, let's try to be nice
You
then.
are? Oh, wow. First time anyone's ever told me that. I'll pay your fees. I don't want any trouble from Silas. But if you could see a way to freelancing for me, I could really use the help. There's a cache of anthracillin tucked away in the old community center. Powerful stuff. Stronger than what we got, anyway. I need you to break in, nab that medicine, and bring it back to me.
Right, I'll try to do that for you
You're
because
making a mistake working for Abernathy.
you sound like a good guy. Somebody was talking to me, I think. Yeah, this woman, she was trying to talk to me.
Excuse me. I'm Esther Blaine, Spacer's Choice Actuary. I overheard your talk with Abernathy. I hope you're not thinking about getting him that medicine. Abernathy is a well-known hypochondriac. Anthracillin is wasted on him. You're better off selling it to me instead. All I'm saying is Abernathy's worked in this town longer than some of us been alive. How do I put this gently? He's got a lot of cobwebs up in his attic. I probably shouldn't tell you. Don't want you implicated for what I'm trying to do. I'm doing right by the town, I'll tell you that much. You bring me that medicine, and I'll see that it goes to the right people. That's all I can ask of you.
Well, I think she's trying to sell the medicine to the rich. Or use it for the city. So I'm not really into that. I think he's an old man. He deserves to get the medicine, but that's not the mission so far. Our mission is to collect the money, so this is what I'm going to do right now. Let's go towards the next target. Looks like we have to go upstairs. This is it.
You the new worker? Whatever. Make it quick, Tenderfoot. I'm busy. Shit. Silas still on about that. Here, take the fees. I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell Reed I was late on my payment. Because they're not my fees and not my gravesite. Guy I worked with shot himself. I paid the bill. If you're not familiar with board law, you ought to be. Law requires delinquent gravesite fees to be paid by the deceased party's closest living relative, which meant me. Shame, though. Eugene was a good worker. Woke up one morning and put a round through his upper story. Can't imagine why. The kid was doing all right at his desk. We all thought he was an upstanding receptionist. Just between the two of us, I'm pretty shocked his weapon didn't misfire. Spacer's Choice handguns aren't the most reliable. Eugene wasn't family. Yeah, I was the closest living person relative to his body at time of death. I'm the one who found him, you see, so I pay the fines. Suicide's a crime. The legal term is irreparable damage to company property. What Eugene did to himself was vandalism.
That's a funny kind of law. So the person standing next to you, if nobody's your relative, he's like relative standing to
First of
you.
all, that's a horrible thing to say. Secondly, yes, we did. When one of your workers commits a crime, the entire town pays for it. In other words, Edgewater would have been penalized pretty hard. Whatever Eugene was worth as an asset, we would have had to pay out of pocket to Spacer's Choice.
That's kind of like a harsh reality they have to live in. Very bleak.
Well, excuse you. I'll have you know, Eugene was an asset to us all. May his atoms be commended to the law. All I know is Silas asked me for Eugene's gravesite fees, which means he was approved for burial, which means his papers went through, which means the town's in the clear. I'm just glad to put this whole ugly affair behind me. Eugene can rest his bones in peace, and the rest of us can get on with our own lives.
Alright, well, that was really very bleak, depressing. This is the kind of world they live in now. They even have to pay for their debts. And if somebody else dies, the town has to pay for it. It's kind of like hard. Anyway, I'm not really reading anything there. It's not important. Let's get back. I think this was a place. So there's a vending machine. I don't really want to try this out right now because I don't think I have a lot of cash. So we will try to do it some of the time. I think this is the place. Right, I think I have to go back to Silas, talk about the one person who's not trying to pay up, ask him what we have to do with him. Well, there's gonna be a lot of running there because there's no transport. I'd be happy if we have a bike or something like that, but we don't. Just have to run. Just check the objectives. Everything looks so bleak. Like dark. Without any future. Even though this is the future. Yeah, this Silas. Let's talk to him.
Fancy threads. That some kind of hibernation suit? You run into any trouble? Conrad's barbershop is a yawning pit that swallows his every bit. I keep telling him he should cut a few corners. Skimp out on the disinfectant. You gotta put the squeeze on Conrad. Find some dirt on him. Maybe check his back room.
Right, I'll try to do that. First, we need to check out the other target. I think he's outside the city, not inside, so... I think he's called Ludwig. Let's go there. By the landing pad. Oops. You know the inhaler kind of thing? It looks like Bioshock.
Thank the law. I've been requisitioning backup for months. Guess the boss finally came to his senses. You ever swung a truncheon? Let me see your rifling stance. I want to make sure you're up to snuff.
Hey, I'm not your soldier. I'm here to take your money.
I told Silas I'd pay my dues if he agreed to join the resistance. Guess this means he's finally heard the calling. I'm talking about mechanical soldier. Cold, heartless automatons made of iron and lies. That's right. That's what I've been saying. We gotta square our shoulders and stand ever vigilant. Auto-mechanicals. Creatures forged in the fires of malevolence. I seen them over by the old power plant. Clattering about, firing at the birds, orchestrating their uprising. When the swarms of mechanicals come clanging on over that hill, where will you be? Cowering beneath your cot? Or standing, shoulder to shoulder with the resistance?
Yeah, looks like another
I've been
job.
gathering up a war chest over the years. Saw tuna cans mostly, some Spacer's chaw, a few bit cards. I'll reward you for your aid.
Right, so whenever you're talking to somebody, the right ear turns red. I know why.
Enlistment fees? Yeah, I suppose. Wouldn't want to give the resistance a bad name. They have sent a scout, prowling around the junkyard just behind our beloved town. This scout must not be permitted to return to its base of operations. Cross it off, then report back.
Right, I'll try to do that later.
Mechanical's got a weak spot in their midsections. I think the technical term is, the blue glowy square thing.
That is a technical term. Right, this guy's crazy, but he's got a cool gun. I need something like that. Maybe I'll get it from him. Right, we need to get back to Conrad, see what he has to say. He's the only one left who hasn't paid up.
Wonder if the plague's ever gonna pass.
If you're falling sick, I don't want you near me.
What can I do for you? Oh? Am I in the company of a fellow doctor? You may think that, but the tidiness of my fellow worker is my responsibility, alive or otherwise. Whether you're showing up to work or going to that great cannery in the sky, it's my job to make you look like a million bits. Go ahead.
I think I'll have to take a look here.
What do you think you're doing?
Think I did a bad thing. Yeah, I'll just try to pay him up.
Nice doing business with you.
But we're supposed to look here for something that could entice him to pay us up. Not if we find anything.
What can I do for you? Go ahead. The plague's come at us with a vengeance this year. Lost 6 workers in as many months. I wouldn't call them good workers, mind you. If they were any good, they'd have been treated. Still, it is a shame.
I'm kind of getting annoyed.
Fever, chills, fatigue, aching, vomiting, an excess of phlegm, a tendency towards belly aching. Whatever it may be, I have developed my own palliative. Boiled canid liver and a splash of ethanol. Company policy, friend. We don't have enough medicine to treat all of us, so we treat the best among us.
Yeah, I think this is what the other lady meant as well once she was
We're
talking
sensible
to me
people.
about the medicine.
Edgewater has been good to me. I consider myself privileged to work here. I am never wanting for work, not since the plague started.
Well, he's not giving anything away. I'm not too sure what we have to do about it. I guess I'll just have to loot the corpses to get the money out of him. Yeah, we need to find something on him, but I'm not too sure what. Let's try to check the cabinets.
I warned you.
Hey, stop shooting, come on. He attacked me first. I was just trying to steal to the cover for the stuff. I think we got what we needed. I just hope there's no police coming after me because we still need to be in the city for a while. I think there was a notepad on the table as well. I could have like checked it out. That's the thing I missed.
Grave digging's a fine profession. Always work to be had, and nary a word of complaint out of your clients.
That is funny.
You run into any trouble? Reliable work from a freelancer. That's gonna take some getting used to. And I'll buy you a drink sometime.
Hey, give me some more money there.
Suppose you've earned it. One good turn deserves another. Abernathy was sick? With the plague? That's disgusting. I shook hands with the guy. I needed his fees because of his name. A for Abernathy. He was at the top of my list, you see?